I'd like to welcome Jeff Reed to the stage. Jeff recently joined Google as the Vice President of Anthos, and he's already here with us. Jeff, it's great to have you here today. Please.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Reed. I lead product for Google Anthos, and I'm very excited to be here to talk about Google Cloud and how do we make Redis even better on Google Cloud. So I'm relatively new to Google, joined a few months ago, and whenever you get to a new job, there's kind of the things that you expect, and there's things that hopefully make that job even better. So a couple of my early examples at Google have been, you expect vacation days. Hopefully every company gives that. But at Google, we actually get mental health days. So kind of random days to let us kind of recharge our batteries, particularly in these COVID world. Another example is, we expect to be able to get access to all the important, financial statements and data, et cetera. But typically you've got to do that online with a VPN. It's kind of a pain. Here at Google, we don't use VPNs. So, we use Beyond Corp. I can get right there from my machine on my Chrome browser to all the data that I need. The same thing kind of in the Redis environment. There's things that you expect to get any time you're running Redis, and then things that make it better. So I'm here to talk a little bit about how Google Cloud is trying to make Redis even better than you would expect. So the first area is around network. Redis thrives on low latency. And look, Google Cloud's network's really fast. You get the same load balancers as YouTube, but we do some things that are special. And those include things like intelligent global load balancing. So we give you anycast IPs in front of any of your Redis environments. We have hybrid connectivity options. So in fact, I spent a bunch of time yesterday learning about these. So how do we make sure we're giving you great, high bandwidth, highly load balanced environments, kind of wherever you're running across your environment. So really, in networking, we have some of the absolute best options in the cloud. Another area, and it's probably even closer to home for a lot of you in Redis environments, is around data. So, you expect easy access to database, analytics platforms, data integration engines, AI, ML. Here at Google Cloud, we're trying to make your experience even better than you'd expect. So that can be premium database options. So things like our CAP theorem busting spanner, our Cloud SQL managed service, massively scalable Bigtable. We also bring a bunch of data processing tools to you. So Apache Spark and Flink with our Dataproc service, serverless stream and batch processing with Dataflow, PubSub for messaging, and you can do things like stashing data in BigQuery for scalable analytics. And lastly, and probably one of the things that we're absolutely best known for is what we do from an AI ML perspective. So things like conversational AI and virtual agents to our speech to text, optical character recognition. There's a whole bunch of amazing AI ML capabilities that you get from Google Cloud for your Redis environments. And third, and maybe even more close to home, is what you expect from compute. So clearly you need great processors, lots of memory, and we give you those things, pick a bare metal, VMs, Kubernetes hosts, you can dial it up with premium CPUs and piles of RAM. Our GKE VMs go all the way to 12 terabytes per instance. We have dedicated nodes. We're regularly recognized for what we do from a compute, memory, and storage perspective. But an area I want to talk about how we make it even better for you is around Kubernetes. So we know more and more of you are looking to run Redis in a Kubernetes environment. And I'd say there's no better place to do that than Google Cloud. And not only did we invent Kubernetes and open sourced it, and frankly, we've been surprised at how massive an impact it's had, but we've taken all of that know-how and brought it together in our Google Kubernetes engine, or GKE, which we really think is the gold standard of any Kubernetes environment you can use. Incredible scaling, as you see, up to 15,000 nodes. Really interesting security capabilities. So things like, managed control plane, shielded GKE nodes, so hackers can't impersonate nodes. We have confidential nodes where we encrypt the memory. We have GKE Sandbox, protects host kernels from untrusted workloads. And I think even more interesting is how we're taking all the day two and the simplification that we're bringing you in Kubernetes. So if you think about, what you have to do to run a do-it-yourself Kubernetes, all the processes that you need to make that a reality, managing upgrades and picking your distribution, all that stuff. With GKE, we do a lot of that for you. So in our standard offering, we're adding a ton of kind of opinionated and managed control planes, et cetera. But one of the things I'm most excited about is something we just announced last month, which is GKE Autopilot, which is really about leaving your Kubernetes environment to us. So we do the management, we scale for you, we do the patching. So basically, we take care of all the day two operations so you can focus on your Redis environment. And on top of this, we've added capabilities and really the ability for you to take your GKE environment with you with Google Anthos. So the thing about Google Anthos is we've taken GKE and we've allowed it to operate outside of Google Cloud Platform. So that can be on-prem, that can be in other clouds such as AWS. So really, you can standardize Redis on your GKE environment, but you can now run that GKE environment in all the places you might need to. And look, we'd love for you to run on Google Cloud as much as possible, but we know that's not always a possibility. And so we provide with Anthos this amazing flexibility for you to take it with you. So lastly, I want to touch on a really cool announcement that we have, and that is now Redis Enterprise is available for deployment to GKE and Anthos environments. So right from our Google Cloud Marketplace, you can target a Redis Enterprise deployment to GCP or to GKE running elsewhere. Public cloud, private cloud, retail edge, you name it, you can take your Redis Enterprise with you. So really trying to make that simple and easy for you. So bottom line is kind of regardless of how you do Redis, you have a premium network, data, compute experience. And with our forever free tier, you can even try things for free. So that gives you autopilot or zonal cluster, 2 million Cloud Run requests per month, 10 gig of pub sub messages, 120 build minutes on Cloud Build, and up to a terabyte of queries on BigQuery. So we're really trying to make it easy for you to have a wonderful experience of Redis on top of Google Cloud. So thanks for having me here today. And I look forward to creating even more ways to make Redis amazing for you. Thanks.